On the 19th of February 2014, 18 years old Nigerian Godwin Awogbo, who was a 300 level student studying social science at the University of Cape Coast in Central Region of Ghana, was brutally murdered. His lifeless body was found on the school campus with his hands and legs tied, stabbed severally, and some people even claim that some of his vital organs were gouged out. Godwin's death raised a lot of dust, and people were asking questions. What happened to Godwin? Who did he offend? Was he a cultist? Why was he stabbed multiple times with his hands and legs tied? Was he in trouble in school and refused to talk about it? Well, let's start from the very beginning. Godwin Awogbo, who had been a student of University of Cape Coast in Central Region of Ghana, came visiting his family during holidays in 2013. After the holidays were over in September 2013, he returned to Ghana to resume his third year in the university. Before he left, his father, Mr. Fred Awogbo, gave him $5,000 cash to pay off his school fees. But when he got to Ghana, for some reasons best known to him, Godwin gave the $5,000 to his Ghanaian roommate Abotsy Wells to help him keep. Remember, Godwin was supposed to use the $5,000 to pay off his tuition fee. But months passed, he didn't pay his school fees, and neither did he collect the money from Abotsy Wells. At some point, his father, Mr. Fred Awogbo, noticed that his son was no longer as lively and spirited he used to be. He was always sounding dull on the phone, and he could feel that something was wrong from his son's voice. But whenever he asked him, Godwin would always say nothing, that he was having a bad day. The parents got worried when Godwin didn't come home for Christmas and New Year's celebration that year. It was all like him. It was as if he was deliberately avoiding his parents. But after much persuasion and discussion with his dad, he agreed to visit on the 20th of February 2014. The family of Godwin were happy and eager to meet their sons. Preparations were ongoing, and the father looked forward to having a conversation with his son to know the reason why he had been dull and low in spirit. But throughout the time Godwin had conversation with his father, he never mentioned that he was yet to pay his school fees. On the 19th of February 2014, while Godwin's family were making preparations ahead of their son's arrival the next day, his father, Mr. Awogbo Fred, received a heartbroken and devastating call. He was told that his son Godwin, whom he was eager to see the next day, had been found dead on the school campus. He was speechless, frozen, and felt as if his world was coming to an end. So within a short time, the death of Godwin Awogbo became a national issue. Different media houses, activists, non-governmental organizations took up the case. Initially, it seemed the Ghanaian authority were not ready to pursue justice for Godwin Awogbo. The University of Cape Coast denied the studentship of Godwin Awogbo. They claimed he was never a student of the institution. This attempt was to give the impression that Godwin Awogbo was an unserious student who could have been the reason for his own death. Without doubt, Godwin's father was in shock, as he clearly gave his son $5,000 in cash to pay off his school fees. When this initial stance seemed to be tarnishing the school's reputation, they changed their initial statement. The institution now said that although he was a student of the institution but was yet to pay his 300 level school fees. However, when the issue was degenerating into a diplomatic issue, the Ghanaian police launched a full-scale investigation into the matter. So the police authorities started with the unpaid school fees saga. They wanted to know why Godwin didn't pay his school fees after 4 months, even though his father gave him the money in cash before resumption. This preliminary investigation revealed that Godwin gave his school fees to Abotsy Wells for safekeeping, and the money was still with Abotsy Wells before Godwin's death. When police interrogated Abotsy as to why he didn't give Godwin the money he was holding for him, he claimed that Godwin took $600 from the money, so it was no longer enough to pay the school fees. That Godwin wanted to complete the money before collecting it from him. But the school authority refuted Abotsy's claim because the school fees was actually $4,400. The revelation by the school made Abotsy's story suspicious, so the police went back to him for a few clarifications. This time, he changed his story completely. Abotsy claimed that Godwin Awogbo collected his school fees in full before he was brutally murdered. Now, these inconsistencies in his story made him the main suspect in this case. For some reason, the Cape Coast police became unserious with the investigation. It seems they were sweeping the case under the carpet. This made the Nigerian students over there to cry out and escalated the matter. The Nigerian big political wings immediately expressed interest in the case. In fact, the former governor of Lagos State, Fashola, wrote a letter to the Ghanaian authority to give justice to Godwin. Since the case was packing in diplomatic issues, the Accra police took over the case, and within a short time, 5 suspects were arrested in connection with the murder of Godwin Awogbo. But guess what? All the 5 suspected killers identified by Ghanaian authority were Godwin's close friends, who were also Nigerians. Obayomi, the main suspect and the former roommate to the deceased, who was alleged to have borrowed money from Godwin to pay his fees but never paid back. A day before Godwin was murdered, he went to Ogusayo's place with Jimoh Oluwatobiloba, who is also one of the suspects, to collect his money, and Godwin had an altercation that almost led to a physical fight. This was Oluwatobiloba's connection to the case. Before you know it, Abayomi became the new face of Godwin's killer. Every blog and media houses in Nigeria and Ghana started sharing this narrative, but they all missed an important piece of the puzzle. They thought Abayomi was Abotsi Guels, the Ghanaian roommate, so it was easy to share the narrative. But what these blogs failed to clarify is that Abayomi was Godwin's 100-level roommate and not his correct one. Obi Brenda was also a suspect, as he was alleged to have fought with Godwin over a girl, so the Accra police saw it as a good enough motive to kill Godwin. Even though it was later clarified that Obi didn't fight over a girl with Godwin, that the girl had always been Obi's girlfriend, he was still arrested and kept in custody. Otiuche Shukwu Shijoke was also one of the suspects, as the police claimed that there were traces of Godwin's blood in his car tire. And the last suspect name was Isaac Ifido, and the only thing that connected him to Godwin's death was the fact that he was friends with disease. So the Accra police charged the 5 suspects to court, and after 3 months of court appearances, the case was dismissed because there was no enough evidence to support that these 5 Nigerian suspects were responsible for Godwin's death. In other words, these 5 guys were innocent. Even the blood trace on Uche's car was dismissed, as experts proved that what was in the car wasn't blood. So Uche got his car back, and that was how Godwin Awogbo killer go unpunished, and justice was never served. What do you think about this story? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment below. Thank you.